Hello guys, today no long introductions. I am Valdemar, this is Veronica, and today we are watching the clip of the greatest comedian that ever lived, so of course George Carlin, and it's a clip that Veronica hasn't seen yet, until now.
Am I allowed to speak now?
Yes, you can.
I don't know if it's the greatest comedian that ever lived. I'm not making that statement yet.
One of the things I like to do in my shows is complain. You know, it's kind of a motif for me, complaining. And of course, this weird culture we live in leaves you no shortage of things to complain about. So this next piece of material, like most good ideas, is fairly simple. It's just a list of people who ought to be killed.
It feels more like his books, right? I remember I got you this book and I thumbed through it and he had a lot of lists of things. And that's kind of his thing.
He likes to do lists, yeah. So that's true.
Like list of things I hate, list of, I don't know, foods that make me smile, whatever.
I don't think he ever made a list of food that makes me smile, but...
You know what I mean.
But yeah, lists are definitely his thing.
Yeah.
Starting with these people who read self-help books. Why do so many people need help? Life is not that complicated.
I think all of us who read Atomic Habits are feeling very attacked right now. Did you read Atomic Habits?
No.
I think it's like one of the most popular self-help books about there. It's like how to build habits. The whole idea of habits being built in like 21 days. I don't know. I don't think it comes from that book, but it was definitely cemented by that book.
Okay.
I've listened to it and I have not become more productive, but it's a good book, I suppose.
You eat 3 meals, you take 1 good shit, and you go back to bed. What's the fucking mystery? And the part I really don't understand, if you're looking for self-help, why would you read a book written by somebody else? That's not self-help, that's help. There's no such thing as self-help. If you did it yourself, you didn't need help. You did it yourself. Try to pay attention to the language we've all agreed on. And a similar mystery to me. Motivation books, motivation seminars. Why would anyone need to be motivated by someone else? I say if you lack motivation, a seminar isn't going to help you. What you really need is to be smashed in the head 30 or 40 times with a golf club.
Yeah, but it's harder to smash yourself in the head 40 times and it's much easier to watch a video.
Motivation is bullshit. If you ask me, this country could use a little less motivation. The people who are motivated are the ones who are causing all the trouble. Stock stealers, serial killers, child molesters, Christian conservatives. These people are highly motivated.
In that order. That is true. I could not be bothered to be a serial killer. I mean, for a lot of reasons, but also for the amount of work and muscle power.
Here's another pack of low-grade morons who ought to be locked into portable toilets and set on fire. These people with bumper stickers that say, "We are the proud parents of an honor student at the Franklin School."
Hey, when I got into uni, I wanted my mom to tell everyone about it too. If she had a car, I would have liked a sticker.
A child has been sent to be stripped of his individuality and turned into an obedient, soul-dead, conformist member of the American consumer culture.
I'd say that more high schools than universities.
Proud parents. What kind of empty people need to validate themselves through the achievements of their children? How'd you like to have to live with a couple of these misfits? How's that science project coming along, Justin? Fuck you, Dad. You simple-minded prick. Mind your own business and pass the Cheerios. Here's a bumper sticker I'd like to see. We are the proud parents of a child whose self-esteem is sufficient that he doesn't need us promoting his minor scholastic achievements on the back of our car.
I like how he's just dropping these real bombs in between of the jokes.
But unfortunately here in Europe where we live, you don't see a lot of those bumper stickers. People.
No,
the only one that
there's like honk if you like pizza or something like that. That's as far as they go.
Yeah, the only one that you really see, but I don't know if it really counts as a bumper sticker, but it's the VOB, the baby on board.
Yeah, baby on board. Yeah, I'm like saying like honk if you like pizza or.
I haven't seen.
You haven't seen that?
If you like pizza, no.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, so it's more of the American thing, I guess.
Yeah, probably. Or like the Christian stickers.
I mean, yeah, Christian stickers also not so much here in Europe, but sometimes you can see the fish.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I haven't seen any other ones.
But I don't mind that, and I think no one minds that.
Yeah, of course not.
It's a little bit different, I think. It's a big difference between putting a fish on your car or some kind of religious slogan that usually it's about...
Yeah, my child is at Oxford. yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it's about someone else's life and how you should behave, or what you should do when Jesus wants from you.
Or we are the proud parents of a child who has resisted his teacher's attempts to break his spirit and bend him to the will of his corporate masters. Just be nice a little for change, you know?
My
Here's
broken
something
spirit
realistic.
lives.
We have a daughter in public school who hasn't been knocked up yet. Then there are the people who aren't too proud of their children. We are the embarrassed parents of a cross-eyed little nitwit who at the age of 10 not only continues to wet the bed, but also shits on the school bus. Something like that on the back of the car might give the child a little more incentive, you know?
Oh my God.
Get them to try a little harder next semester.
It would. I think it would motivate me. I think it would.
Is it
Ought to be beaten
No, you know what? No, just go.
with heavy clubs and left bleeding in the moonlight.
Nothing like a child beating joke that I like during my mornings.
No, it wasn't about joke. It wasn't about children.
Was it
Maybe
not?
we paused in the
Maybe we paused in the wrong moment.
Parents who ought to be beaten with heavy clubs and left bleeding in
that's
the
fine then.
moonlight. These are the
You
ones
can
who
beat up the
carry their
parents.
babies around in these backpacks or front packs or slings or whatever these devices are called that
It's
are
very
apparently
difficult, though.
designed to leave the parents'
just
hands free
comfortable, I
to
think,
sort
with
through
the,
high-end merchandise and reach for their platinum credit cards.
What would you rather they would do? There's nothing more terrifying for me than when I go to the shop and it doesn't happen that much in Europe, but I know it happens more in America. But you go to the shop and there's this trolley, not a trolley, I forgot, a stroller outside. And there's a child inside. And there's no one watching it. There's nothing more terrifying than that. I would much rather I'm not bothered by someone going around with the child, crying or not, picking up the groceries, but don't leave the child outside.
No, I mean, what he means, maybe we are going a little bit before the joke. We should maybe tell it about it after. But I think what he's talking about is situations when people are carrying the baby like that for all the time, like they are going for a walk with their baby, and the baby is strapped here, like in this front pack all the time. So I think for me it's a little bit weird. I mean,
But where would you rather the baby was?
in the arms.
But it's heavy. And this way all the weight is carried by your shoulders, so it's for comfort. So it's strapped, and apparently, from what I've heard, I don't know, that this is really off topic, but I think it like makes the baby feel close to you as well, like these fabric wraps, because it feels your body heat, and it hears your heartbeat, so that's why.
But he doesn't hear the heartbeat when you have him on your arms.
No, but it's just not comfortable. Of course you want your arms free if you can have them. If you want to wrap them in your arms as they are tied to you, you can freely do that, but this way, if something happens, you're not going to drop the baby, and you can't reach for things. I don't get why that would be a problem. I don't know. I didn't think this would be the first thing we would have a difference of opinions about on this channel, baby slings. But
I think we had some already.
Okay,
But no, I think I kind of understand that it's more comfortable. I'm just saying that, and what he is saying, I think later, is that I think it's good and important to touch your baby a lot.
Okay, well let's keep on watching baby, and we will leave the topic of babies alone. What do you think?
I think we kind of prolonged it too long.
Yeah.
Too much. Alright, let's continue.
Conscious assholes who have mine, you know? I say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Natural Fibers. I say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Natural Fibers. It's not camping equipment, it's a baby. Touch the little prick now and then. He'll thank you for it someday.
Okay, so he's saying
These are
what you
the
said.
same people who sort their garbage, jog with their dogs, and listen to Steely Dan. You know? You just like to take them out deep into the forest and disembowel them with a wooden cooking spoon.
That is a very specific image.
There are some more people who ought to be smashed across the face repeatedly with a piece of heavy mining equipment.
And another one.
These grown grown men who refer to their fathers as my daddy. You know? Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You hear a lot of this stupid shit in the South. These rebel assholes, you know? My daddy, yeah, my daddy. Well, you know what my daddy used to say? My daddy used to say, blah, 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 blah. Oh, he did he? Well,
It's actually quite funny because you hear daddy, like my daddy, a lot, I think, on the American side of things.
Yeah.
But in Britain, they say mommy. Like or like maybe not mommy, maybe a different word, but like the diminutive is for the mother and the dad is the father. There's like no affection going towards the dad, at least in my experience and with the people I've met there.
No, that they in Great Britain they only say mommy and they don't say daddy. They only say father.
Yeah, they say father. I think it's also like the French influence in the like the you know like the private school kids. Like
I don't know,
the mom is
because,
the
well,
mommy and the father is the father.
I don't come from an English-speaking country, and I also say to my mother always mommy when I'm speaking to her.
I don't. Sometimes I do, but not always.
But me and all my sisters, yeah, they also speak to my mother mommy. But
Oh, yeah.
about my father, I always speak father. I never say daddy. So
No, I call my
I think
dad
it's
dad.
more. You say to your father daddy.
No, not daddy. I said dad.
Dad.
But I have said daddy to my dad a couple of times during special occasions such as birthdays and stuff.
I don't
To
remember.
express my love or something.
And that depends on language a lot, but
It does.
I think it's mostly with the fact that the fathers are fathers, and you know the relationship with them it's usually not as close as with mothers. I don't know, but I think you know what I mean, and you too. That it's more usual to see some grown person speak to their mother like my mom, my mommy,
Of course, yeah.
than to speak about their father who is like, you know, a rough guy,
It shouldn't be that way.
daddy.
But yeah, he's speaking about the guys who do say daddy, so
Let's continue. This video will be like 15 minutes long.
you can
I
cut
think.
out some of it if you want.
We will warn you at every post that if you want to skip, then skip ahead.
my daddy used to say, fuck your daddy. Fuck your daddy. In his wrinkled, rusted, rural, country asshole. Grow up, Billy Joe, Carl, Bob, Danny, Frank. You're not 6 anymore. Here's another unfortunate pack of mutants who ought to be penciled in for a sudden visit from the angel of death.
I wonder if he just like sat down one day and came up with all of
Guys who
these.
can't tell you about a phone call they had without giving you this shit.
I am guilty of that sometimes. Even though no one does this anymore, I do.
So I call her up, you know? And I'm talking to her. And she fucking
That's very
hangs up
direct.
on me. So I hang up on her. And she calls me back. I fucking hang up again. I say, hey, Bruno, thanks for the visual aid. But we all understand the concept of the telephone. You hold it in your hand, you talk into it.
Now it's more like,
Oh, hey, it's for you.
that's your kind of a joke.
I always love my sister. Like, hey, I have something for you. It's in this bag right here.
These self-important techno dicks who walk around with these hands-free telephone headsets and earpieces.
How is it so relatable to this day? We didn't advance that much.
I say, hey, spaceman, as long as your hands are free, reach over here and fondle my balls, would you please? Parents who at Christmas time send you pictures of their children. Pictures you didn't ask for, and you don't want it. But it is fun throwing the pictures away, isn't it? I don't even look at the fucking Christmas card. Who's this? Luann is 12 this year. Fuck Luann.
Oh my god. Well, you no longer have to do that. You don't get paper cards anymore.
I give a shit how old she is. Does she have any tits yet? Send me a picture of Luann's tits. Then I know I'm gonna have a happy new year, too. Then, just to compound your holiday pleasure, they enclose a family newsletter. Just what you're hoping for.
He must be so fun for his family. I know he's playing a role, I know he's playing a role, and I'm just laughing, but this guy that he's playing anyway must be so fun to call when you like have to call him because it's his birthday or like it's Christmas. So like, you know, you sit down, you're like, and then you call him. and then you call him. And you know, like it's a torture every single minute talking to him. You know what I mean? The kind of person.
From what I know about him, I think he only has one daughter, and I don't know if he even have any grandchildren. I'm not sure, so
maybe there's a reason why.
I think it's mostly made up, but it's made up believable.
It's made up very believable. I buy that he's that kind of person. Okay.
These guys who cannot resist the urge to put music on their outgoing message. You know, some guy spends $8 at Radio Shack and suddenly he's a fucking record producer.
Oh, but you remember when...
But yeah, there was a time.
There was a time when you had to pay for it, so if you had the music, then you wouldn't be able to change it for like 2 years because it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
And it was usually not the whole song, of course. It was a very, very short fragment of the song, like 10 seconds in a loop. Like Beyonce or someone.
Basement jacking off his dog, I have to listen to substandard music. And it's always rotten music, you know? It's either new age, that pointless, meandering zombie noise.
Oh, it sounds like you.
I don't listen to New Age.
Sorry?
Well, I'm listening to New Age.
Do you listen to New Age? No, I said he sounds like you.
Hear. Oh,
and he sounds like you even more because the first thing you said is, I don't listen to New Age.
I said soft rock, that lame-ass, weak, non-threatening suburban white boy junk played by bands like Men Without Testicles.
And I like it.
On these answering machines, do me a favor, would you please? When you record your outgoing message, don't bother telling me you can't come to the phone. I understand that. Apparently, that's why we have these machines. And don't tell me to leave my name and number. Somehow, I figured that out. And if you work in an office, never mind that stuff, I'm away from my desk. If you had to take a shit, say so. Just say, hi, this is Mary Louise. I had the Mexican jalapeno bean chili dip, and I washed it down with a gallon of gin. I'll be in and out all day. There are some more people who ought to be strapped into chairs and beaten with hammers. People who wear visors.
What is a visor?
Visor is the thing, like a hat, but without the top of the hat. You only had the visor.
It's good for skin protection. Some, you know, so you don't get the UV rays in your
for
face.
the face.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but why can't you wear a whole hat?
Probably because nowadays, not back in these days.
From the heat exposure.
It does, but nowadays I think because it's like half a fashion accessory, and the women are like men who wear it, they don't want to ruin their hair or something. It's nice. Your mom has one. So, careful with the jokes.
Either get a hat or don't. No one's interested in the top of your head. Go back to the store and tell them to give you the rest of the hat.
Do you think he's making his joke because he's a teeny weeny bit insecure about the top of his head?
These singers who think they're so special, they only need one name. Bono, Sting, Jewel, Tiffany, Prince.
Well, it works.
Shit. Get a fucking last name, would you please? I got a nice two-word name for you. Pretentious cocksucker. How do you like that? Bono, Sting. It's not bad enough the music sucks, but with no last name, you can't find out where they live to throw a fucking bomb through their window. It's frustrating. Here are some more people who deserve an inoperable tumor at the base of their spines.
Whoa,
These guys who fly around the world in a fucking balloon.
Okay, valid.
What do you have against them?
As strong sense of jealousy because I feel like it's super fun and I'm never going to be stupid enough to try it.
I would never get inside that thing.
I feel like it must be amazing experience, but I would never.
No way.
Mm-mm.
You're just in a basket, hundreds of meters above the air.
Just no. I know I'm not gonna die in a stupid way, but at least I'm not going to purposefully put myself in that situation.
I agree.
Get a fucking airline ticket, will you please? When are the media gonna realize no one's interested in some rich trouser stain who's so bored he's gotta fly around the balloon all day? I hope the next guy gets hit by lightning. It flies around in little fart circles.
That would be something. That would be a viral video.
And lands in a sewage treatment pond. And sinks with the rest of the turds.
You think every time after the show he's like so free of anger, he's a sweetheart to everyone for a month and a half?
Here is another pack of jack-offs who ought to be strangled in front of their children. People who pay for inexpensive items with a credit card.
Oh, no longer relevant.
Yeah, this is a little bit different. But I remember when I was a very, very small kid, I remember the situation that it was very rare.
Yeah, that was
if
weird.
I ever saw in a supermarket a credit card, I was like, oh.
And I'm getting really sick of guys named Todd. You know, yeah, it's a goofy fucking name, okay? Hi, what's your name? Todd. I'm Todd. And this is Blake and Blair and Blaine and Brent. Where are all these goofy fucking boys' names coming from? Taylor, Tyler, Jordan, Flynn. These are not real names. You want to hear a real name? Eddie. Eddie is a real name. Whatever happened to Eddie? He was here a minute ago. Joey and Jackie and Johnny and Phil, Bobby and Tommy and Danny and Bill. What happened? Todd and Cody and Dylan and Cameron and Tucker.
I think I'm too far out of context because I don't hear such a giant difference between Cody and Eddie.
Fuck Tucker. Tucker sucks. And fuck Tucker's friend, Kyle. Well, yeah. There's another soft name for a boy, Kyle. Soft names make soft people. I'll bet you anything that 10 times out of 10, Nikki, Vinny, and Tony will beat the shit out of Todd, Kyle, and Tucker.
Yeah, but with that one, I had to agree. I mean, I was thinking about it strongly many times, and there is something like that. That when you will gather some people who shares certain names and a group of people who shares more unusual names, 100 times out of 100 times, that if they would fight, I have my winner.
Yeah, but this is... I think you know that, but this is not because the name affects you, it's because the name is popular in certain circles and these parents raise
Yes, I
it
know,
in a certain way.
but I didn't say that it's the name that affects you.
Ooh.
Yeah, because you're saying that the name makes you weak.
Well, I don't know, that's what you said.
But I think names are kind of influencing our life in some ways, but it may be related to the fact that the names are also shared in certain communities, certain groups of people.
Do you like your name?
I like my name.
I don't like
You like your name? No, I don't like your name too.
You're not allowed to say that.
Thank you very much. Here are some more people with missing chromosomes who ought to be thrown screaming from a helicopter. Gun enthusiast.
Yeah, okay. Okay, then, yeah.
Gun enthusiast. Oh, yeah? Well, I'm a blowjob enthusiast. You want to see me shoot? Cock this and I'll discharge a load for you. And I'm not against guns. I'm not one of those mindless Hollywood cocksuckers. I'm not against guns. I'm not against bullets. I'm not even against people shooting each other. Shit, shooting somebody's part of the American dream. I don't care who it is. Parents, teachers, kids, fuck them. Let them get shot. Doesn't bother me. But speaking of mindless Hollywood cocksuckers,
Okay.
before
moving on.
Charlton Heston became president of these dickless lunatics in the NRA, they had a different guy. He's still one of their major spokesmen. His name is Wayne LaPierre. What kind of a name for a gun nut is Wayne LaPierre? Doesn't this sound a little fruity to you? Hi, I'm Wayne. I'm a gun person. Bang, bang.
I don't know, LaPierre sounds a bit menacing.
White guys who shave their heads completely bald. You know?
I don't agree with that. I think you look much better than.
I
mean, come on. He looks like a monkey. I mean, he looks like a balding monkey. And how much better would he look if he would just keep the beard and shave the head?
Or he could do this thing that some men do, like older men do, where you keep the hair from here, and like at least you know it's intentional. You know, like you keep this hair here and then you shave the rest off.
And you look like an older monkey.
A dignified monkey.
Like what?
A dignified monkey.
A dignified monkey, yeah. Still monkey.
I say, hey, you goofy-looking, baldy-headed fuck. Looks good on black guys. On you, it's ugly, repulsive, and disgusting. You want to be bald? Do what I did. Wait a while. Meantime, there's no excuse for running around looking like a freshly circumcised dick. And just to wind up this little group of complaints, finally, this is a group of social criminals. These people in the space program. Nassholes, I call them.
Has problems with such strange things.
Disaster for the rest of the universe is that the United States is going to go to Mars. Okay? Oh, yeah. We're going to go to Mars. And then, of course, we're going to colonize deep space.
Well, that took a hot while.
Vomit, fake dog shit, and cinnamon dental floss, and lemon-scented toilet paper, and sneakers with lights in the heels. And all these other impressive things we've done down here. But let me ask you this. What are we going to tell the Intergalactic Council of Ministers the first time one of our teenage mothers throws her newborn baby into a dumpster, huh? How are we going to explain that to the space people? How are we going to let them know that our ambassador was only late for the meeting because his breakfast was cold and he had to spend half an hour punching his wife around the kitchen? Now, what are they going to think when they find out it's just a local custom that over 80 million women in the third world have had their clitorises forcibly removed in order to reduce their sexual pleasure so they won't cheat on their husbands?
Yeah, again with the bombs, right?
That's how eager the rest of the universe is for us to show up. Can't you see them out there?
All right.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I
that
had to
was
stop
really-
the recording.
That was really enjoyable, I think. I mean, it's funny, and he's. I wonder if he must be an angry kind of person to a degree, just to be able to come up with all these things that annoy him. But then I love complaining too.
What you said when we were watching that, I wonder if he is very kind person after he leaves the stage because he let out so much anger on stage. That would agree with what I heard about him.
Yeah.
I heard that he was a very kind person in private.
Really?
So I think that makes sense, to be honest. And I feel like if you have this kind of like job, know what I mean, and you can express so much of your anger and things you don't like, what you see in the public space, in the public sphere, and
you can say all of the intrusive thoughts that you have.
And
make them funny too.
They pay you for that.
They pay for that, yeah.
Then in your private life, you can really be like, at peace with yourself.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Yeah, but maybe let's not prolong this video any longer because
It's already.
I have no idea how long it is. It's 35 minutes already.
It is.
Correctly.
But well, you can skip through back and forth. Okay, so thank you for watching. Give this video a like, a subscription, and hit the notification bell. Bye.